There we go, there we go, there we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, back to the LNR in MSA ACC Cup Championship this week. We are now at round 2, and currently, as you can see on the tracks, these boys are just running around in their practice sessions. At least we have a bit of sunshine on track. Again, 30 degrees at the moment, but anything can go. So I expect a lot of action, a lot of fun, and a lot of entertainment this week, considering what has occurred 2 weeks ago. I mean, who would forget what happened at Zandvoort? Action-packed, drama senses all the way through, from first position all the way to the back of the grid. There was a point in time in the last race in round 1 where we were not even sure whether the man that led the champion or the race the whole time down would have actually gotten that position. I mean, from memory and recollection, he raced from start to finish 55 minutes in position 1, got a penalty, and then had to make a 5-second gap between himself and driver number 2 to win the race. This week we are at Barcelona, and man, this track is elevated. It's got ups and downs, corners. The trickiness of this track is just stupendous. One of the most difficult things to do and conquer in general. So I do wonder what the boys are going to do. We are finalizing the practice session, and then we are going to get over to the qualifying session, which will bring tremendous amounts of entertainment and fun. So let's just see where we are. A few guys still running a couple of laps here just to get everything on board. The famous Moritz back in action again. Kel van der Berg here with his BMW. So as these boys are running through just to get everything ready and settled, I reckon it's going to be an entertaining race today. I'm actually quite excited to see how this will evolve, because in my mind, I'm still wondering whether those boys that dominated last week will come back at it again. So I reckon the Teletubby fan, I am a Teletubby fan now, will take the podium positions again. Is there anyone else that will probably come up and lead the Barcelona chase on? Again, a reminder for everyone, the LNR MSA Cup Championship race is 4 races as seen before, and these boys are fighting it out to see who can make it for the second round. For now, we are going to head over to our qualifying session. So for the interim, I'm going to take a short little break and just give it a few moments to go out and thank our sponsors for the opportunity. There we go, there we go. Now in a qualifying session. Just a few moments ago, it was all sunny and wet. Time has transitioned a little bit going forward. It is now 1 o'clock in the, well, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Qualifying session is on for 15 minutes, and these boys are now out on a wet track. This is surely going to keep it interesting. We've been tackling on the whole week, trying to figure out what are we going to have. Wet race, dry race, wet race, dry race. Is it a mixture of both of them? As we saw, we only started off with a practice session where it was dry. Now it's wet all over. Currently looking at Dupree driving in his LNR car. He's probably one of the first few cars out on track, trying to set up the best qualifying time he can do. So I expect these guys to be hopefully prepared to see how they will carry on. The track is a little bit wet. The rain will continue as it goes on, so I don't think they're going to have a dry stint from a race standpoint of view. A little bit of a spanner in the wheel, so I do hope they've prepared it. Again, from a wet track point of view, all you can do is smooth, easy, get off the curbs, don't run hard on them, and a lot of throttle control is needed. From recollection, I used to actually love driving in the rain because it just brings everyone closer together. Those individuals that always thought they were too slow for the fast-paced boys eventually pack and get into a competitive mode when it is raining, and it's all just about throttle control and pace. At the present moment, I don't see anyone actually putting up any decent times, but what we will do is just go over to Mr. Mayer, who last week, 2 weeks ago, took the Zandvoort victory by storm. I am fairly certain this week we are going to keep a close eye on him, as well as his fellow race partner, Mr. Bauer, in car 21. So these boys were on the front end the whole time. A few weeks ago, Holzhausen in his Lamborghini also in the mix. And as we've said it before, Bauer and Van Beek kicks us off with about a 151 lap time. So it sort of seems to be where the benchmark's going to be. It's not going to dry out at all. 10 minutes of qualifying still to go. Paul Venter up there, Jacques Vermeulen all of a sudden out of the blue, getting very close to Bauer's qualifying lap time there. Also Paul Venter, Peterson up in the mix now. He set the new fastest lap there with his Honda. Good to see a Honda up in the so far in the preliminary top 10. I'm gonna see if I can find more individuals that has got better delta timing on. Quickly having a look at Mr. Wall here. Oh, there we go. He's driving the Mercedes-Benz at the moment, currently up by about 1.3 seconds on his delta as he goes down the long straight before he needs to make a calculated decision on where to put his foot down to brake. Also driving a LNR livery car. So far so good, still haven't lost any time on that based on delta. Now he did start off with a 53, so he will probably get into the top 10 if he continues to do his smooth driving maneuvers. Cannot go too far onto that curb because that will kick you out. Gets into the top 12, just misses out narrowly into the top 10. Peterson, on the other hand, with the Honda back on the move again. Seems like it's a first fight between himself and Bauer, Venter, Meyer, and Van Wyk. See who can get the podium spot today. Now, he does seem to have a Lamborghini ahead of it. Will that have stopped him from putting up a better lap time? Doesn't prove, but not there yet. 150s is on the mark. Boys are really strutting their feathers this week. Serodio, he's up by half a second, just started the lap. Good first sector time though. Still not the best, because the fastest man in first sector 1 at the present moment is Peterson. Peterson's also got the best second sector time. And then of course, this man, Mr. Musa, in car number 5 with his Ferrari, he has got the fastest third sector time at this moment. Probably the only individuals in a 36 seconds in sector 3, so he definitely has something up his sleeve when he gets into that final sector. Almost, he's not far off the sector 1, sector 2 times though, but on great perspectives in sector 3. Anyone else actually doing a little bit better time? If we can go to the back of the pack. Dave Farmer, he's up by 1 second on his Delta in his McLaren. I kind of feel like there's very few drivers here today. I recall us there was like 40 drivers 2 weeks ago. This week we are just under 30 drivers. Is there something about the rain that just scares the individuals off? Has to be. This has to be. What is wrong with a good bit of rainy situation? Donovan Leher on the chat, just giving a shout out and say good luck. See you all next one. So another 5 minutes left. I'm gonna see and have a look and check at, can we check the current driving times? This is what we have at the present moment. So of course, Meyer is leading by far. He now has the best sector 2 and 3 times. Paul Venter, on the other hand, has now set up the fastest sector 1 time, but he's currently in 5th position. Then we've got Bauer, Peterson, Musa, Venter we've spoke about in 5, Robler, Greening, Van Wyk, Holzhausen, and Wall following from 11 onwards. Currently we have Vermeulen, Drake, Serodio, Dominique, Go, Duprier, Skitter, Neville, Van der Haar, Crouton, and then Moritz closing out the top 20. I reckon we're still going to see a couple of changes before it finishes off. Meyer seems to be the man on the move. Him and his Teletubbies. Is he going to improve on it? He does. More than half a second between himself and Bauer. That is a phenomenal lap. I reckon he could just go back in the pits as he has done so. Sit back and relax, because I don't think anyone's going to catch him with that. Half a second. Still a phenomenal sector 2 though. Peterson, on the other hand, has now somehow grabbed the sector 2 fastest lap, fastest sector, fastest first sector, apology. Who's grabbed the last sector? I reckon there's a tie in the final sector. I don't think Bauer will be able to improve now. No, not that much. Present stage. Peterson is up by about 2/10 at this moment. Even if he does continue on this way, he might just get second spot. Now again, front row is probably where you want to be. Is coming down the start finish line when you're going to start the race off. The bestest view is the one where you have no spray into your windscreen. Now that doesn't mean that it's going to rain when we're finishing off this qualifying section in about the next 3 minutes or so. I don't know what the weather's going to do this time around. But again, Peterson still up by 3/10. It will definitely secure him a spot in second position. I don't think it's good enough to get that first place though. There we go, second spot for Peterson. Krogler on the other hand is also up by 3/10. He might squeeze a couple of spots in now. Ooh, back into third spot. That has changed dramatic. We have McLaren, Honda, and a Porsche, followed by another McLaren, Ferrari, and then 2 Aston Martins. This is definitely a good racing starting point. Less than 2 minutes to go. I'm looking down the charts just to see who is improving what and where. This is Scruton. He's up by 7/10. He found some magic somewhere, but he has improved on his sector times for sure. Where will that put him? One position. That's a win. That is definitely a win. Pushes out Moritz and Van der Haar for the top 20. Front back. Not many individuals improving on their time. Meyer is out though. He does want to improve more, but I think that buffer between him and the rest of the individuals are solid. It was half a second not so long ago. It's now 2/10 between him and Peterson. No one on my radar in the top 5 seemingly has the potential to put up a better time at this moment. Few improvements here and there by Bueta. He's up by 3/10. His last lap was a 54. Done a better sector 1 and 2. Might improve a few spots in general. Does improve on his sector 3 a bit. Don't think that's gonna do any changes at all as he comes down the final stretch. Meyer has stopped and went to the pits. I reckon he's got it all in the bag. Peterson is down half a second on his previous lap time. Gonna be hard for him to pull a big third sector and second sector time up. Robler on the other hand is a man on the move. He is very close. On fire with this Porsche, up by 3/10. Might be in a position to challenge for that first spot. But I reckon if he just keeps his momentum and his nerve in place, I think he might just kick out Peterson from that second place. Now Peterson did not improve on his lap time, so Robler has got these final few corners to pull through. This is through the most difficult chicane. Patience on the throttle, final corner. Still looks good, very smooth. No hiccups there. Does he improve? No, he does not. Still puts him in third position.
There's some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake early.
Starting off with rain. That's gonna be see if I can get better of. And these are the boys currently from our podium positions, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of a walkthrough. So you got Meyer, Peterson, followed by Probler. Then we have Musa, Bauer on the left with his other Teletubby car. Then Paul Venter, H. Van Wyk in the Aston Martin in 7th. Vermeulen in the Lamborghini, followed by Drake in the Mercedes-Benz, and then Seawall also in a Mercedes-Benz, and Greening in 11th positions with the Aston Martin, a Lexus on the move with Smee, Domingo in his Ferrari in 13th, Holzhausen again with the Lambo in 14th, Skitter in 15th, the Rodeo in 16th with the BMW, Dupree in 17th, and then of course 18th Neville, followed by Sky in the Bentley and Scruton. Now in general terms, those are your top 20. This is the grid for Barcelona, round 2 of the LNR MSA ACC Cup Championship. And it's wet. These boys are gonna have to start a race with wet. We anticipated it wet. We predicted it was wet. The whole week the chat everywhere was wet, 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 wet. Practice sessions didn't seem to bring a lot of wetness into the mix though. However, we've now had a dry session from a qualifying standpoint, a wet qualifying, and then a wet starting race. The question is how will this evolve? Because if I look at what the weather predictions stipulates, even though the track is about 30 degrees, we are going to have rain for the next, I'd say, 15 minutes. Then it does seem like it might just dial down a bit more. Of course, these boys have to go and do their pit stops too, and I think it's all going to be a good decision on how they do that, when they do that, and how they adjust their tire temperatures for the next set. Whether it is still going to rain, or it will go and remain damp, or we will have a wet to dry track transition. Lots of questions. I'd love to know how this is going to work out. Now these boys have to warm up their tires. A bit of a helicam view as we go up the hill with one of the, I'd say one of the fastest right-hand turns, and there's quite a few of them at Barcelona where you will have a significant speed through a corner and then a sudden 90-degree stop at the bottom of the hill. Fishing myself. Okay, as these boys now line up coming into final few corners, of course steadying themselves through the chicane. into New Holland, down the start finish line. Everyone waiting in anticipated green light, go, 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 races on. As you can see from the top end side of it, everyone's dispersing away just to try and get some clear views on what's going to go on and what's going to happen. This is where it's going to get interesting. Who heads into the corner first? Is this a three-way tie? Oh, Honda, Porsche. Very good starting point. There is an Aston Martin that went a bit off, but it seems like Mayer got a good start. Peterson, on the other hand, lost a bit from Krobler. Coming down. Into Renault, following it through Repsol, and then of course the famous corner seat. This is still very tricky. The track is still wet. There is no line at the moment. Aston Martin there going off the track. Quickly saw that. Still checking on the front boys. Who is doing where. Delta still needs to pick up here because the only thing I see is Wall is in first, but that is not 100% correct. See if I can get that right. There we go, my broadcasting time's up, picking up. So, as they've now picked up, Mayer in the lead, Krobler in second, Peterson in third, Bauer in fourth, Musa, Vermeulen, Venter, Greening, Serodio, and then Domingo in 10th. Ooh, big slide there by Mayer. Again, and as I alluded, track is very wet. Lots of things can happen. From an incident standpoint of view, we have a couple of PBs, a few contacts here and there between driver. 15, 24, 22, 35, 35. 35 seems to be in a bit of contact every now and again. But Mayer has managed to set up a 1.6 delta between him and Krobler. Krobler, on the other hand, is a bit under pressure. He has got Peterson right behind him. This is the man from Hybrid Racing Pro 1 in second. Looking good and smooth. Bauer, on the other hand, he's trying to chase down Musa. Musa got a good start from the word go. Musa gained a position. Bauer lost a position. Vermeulen, on the other hand, also 2 spots up. He's being chased down by Venter. Lambo versus Aston. And then we've got the leading BMW, Mr. Serodio, in car number 2. Driving for Project Vapor, gained 8 positions from where he started. Now again, if you calculate that, he did start at 16th position, so 8 positions up the road is definitely a good gain from where one has started. I don't see big, I would say, individuals that have lost a lot of positions. Vake is up there. He has dropped about 5 positions, so probably feeling it out as it is. It would be extremely difficult to understand what goes on if you look at it from an interior point of view. Just look at the spray. It is absolutely too much for these guys to focus on, so it is most likely going to be very, very difficult. Peterson to the front has dropped back a bit from Krobler, and he has got a hungry Musa and Bauer chasing him down into the first corner, which we call Al, followed by Renault. That is the Renault corner, and then underneath the bridge into Repsol. Spectacular. Ooh, Peterson went off track. What happened there? Like all of a sudden he just lost his braking point and then carried on into the gravel track. That has now caused him to drop a few positions, but right in front of Vermeulen. opened up the front door, so now we've got Musa and Bauer that gained 2 positions. A hint of concentration lost there. Oh, as we have another car on into the barriers. That was Bauer hitting the side wall there. He definitely must have a bit of damage now as he goes way too deep into the corner. Comes back on track. Slots in between Vermeulen and Peterson. This man must have some damage. Let's just see if we can go back and see what has happened from our perspective. Everything looks perfect from the word go. Comes around Kamsa. Ooh, far to right. To left, sorry. Hits the barrier. And then tries to recover and regain his position, but then goes too deep into the corner, which then forces him to slot back right behind Peterson. A lot of action everywhere. This is going to be quite entertaining. To wonder though, how much damage does he have? Vermeulen on the other hand has also dropped a couple of spots. You know what has happened, but now all of a sudden it looks like Paul Fenter is ahead of Vermeulen. Bauer making positions again. So he still has space. Even though he clipped the wall, he has managed to pass Peterson again and chasing down Musa. That had to have been a minor incident, probably just a bit of body damage that hopefully does not impact his drive, which at this present moment doesn't seem like it is. Now there is a bit of a train behind Bauer, but it seems like everyone is following their racing line. No serious incidents at all from that point of view. Gotta keep a close eye because things have suddenly changed. Where Peterson was in the podium spot, lost a bit of concentration into a corner, and suddenly thereafter a bit of small incidents here and there between individuals, guys slotting in between each other. And we're only 8 minutes into the race. It's just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping the nerves will sort of start settling now, because I need to go find some other places and other individuals who is also doing a phenomenal time race at this stage. Mayer on the other hand is just being absolutely phenomenal. This is the man to beat for the championship, and I don't think there is anyone that would potentially have the skills to do so. He was on form at Zandvoort, and 9 minutes into the race this week, he is definitely on form again. Frobler, on the other hand, is the only one that is chasing him down. Of course, this Porsche's got to do a lot of work, but he does seem like he has the ability and skill sets to do so. Musa on the last race had a bit of bad luck when he did his pit stops and so forth. Managed to do a recovery drive to the best of his ability, but still did not finish where I think he was hoping he would finish. So only time will tell this time whether he will be able to actually have a good finishing positions. Going a bit back to 10th position, we have Smee here in his Lexus. He is chasing down Domingo. He's got a bit of a gap between himself and Greening. However, he has a pack of cars forward ahead of him that just seems to outpace him. Van Wyk, on the other hand, coming through the start finish line. He's being chased down by Holzhausen. He's only about a second away from him. Still looking very strong. And of course here at the back of the pack, the famous Moritz, the man who had plenty of support in the last stream. Goes a bit of track. That's going to force him to lose 2 positions. Not what he would have wanted. And a hint of loss of concentration there. And he lost 2 positions. Gained a couple, dropped a few. Palmer went through, Scotty went through. Now he has to make that all up. Sky is right behind him. The only Bentley on track. So plenty of work for these boys to do. Sky looks very racy there at the moment. Gonna take the inside line. Takes the position. Feeds it through. Moritz looks very uncomfortable after that slight hinder. He's to regain his focus again. Just do what you do best. Focus on your lines. Everything else will come with ease. Back to the front of the pack. The rodeo now in 7th position. Vermeulen slowly falling backwards as he goes along. Whether that is race setup or just setup itself, but that Lamborghini just does not seem well adjusted for race conditions here. Unless they've actually gone for a hybrid setup again. Anything is going for the race. I see that the rain will reduce in the next 15 minutes. So plenty of changes to occur. How far that reduction of rain will go to a dry track, that is to be determined. But it looks like we will certainly have race weather updates every 15 minutes. Vermeulen got a 5-second penalty though. Sky, 5-second penalty. So the stewards are back in action. Looking at the incident that has been recorded from the race start all the way through. Ooh, kinda hard. 15 seconds. Schmee, all of a sudden, why did Schmee go and do a pit stop? That's a bit unusual. Schmee, 13 minutes into the race, went into the pit, got it all done and dusted, and technically he does not need to go and pit again. But I find that very strange, because was his setup just wrong, or was it just a question of he needed new tires because he did something horribly wrong? Was it an accident? Did he need a bit of repair? Nonetheless, he's done his pit stop. He's all done and dusted. Go back front of the grid. Mayer, Hubby's first position. 5 seconds of a gap between him and Grobler. Looking all comfortable as it is. Just doing everything right is kind of where you sit. Rain is definitely reducing, and I think everyone has got their focus on the fact that it will reduce. The question is who will be the first individuals that's going to go into that pit park, put up a dry set of tires. I don't know how many changes has occurred over the last while within ACC from a wet to a dry transition, but from regulation at the time that I used to race, I would have normally tried to push it as far as I can on the wet tires. And of course, the racing line will evolve the more you go over the track. But at some point, you have either one or two options. You will go up for a dry set of tire with high pressure, which might not work in your favor because that is potentially not ideal. Or push it as long as you can with the wet tracks. Try and keep them cool on the wet patches up until you have I'd say a more decent racing line from a dry perspective, and then go out. You will most likely have a lower PSI value on your 4 sets of tires, which might not be ideal in the first couple of laps thereafter. But over time, in the longer run, and again based on calculations 20 minutes and thereon, you would most likely be the benefit of that decision. This is where I'm wondering, what are these individuals going to do? Because you can most likely go in and have another pit stop instead of losing time, try and gain time. But being Barcelona, being the situation it is, that pit stop is a very long pit stop. I don't know what's the best choice there. Let's go a bit back into the mix. I do like finding race instances where individuals are battling each other. Currently looking at number 15, Van der Heever, R19 in his Ferrari, just heading through Seat all the way to Wurf. I hope I pronounced that corner right. He is being chased down by Van der Haar, who got a 15-second penalty. Now that is not an ideal penalty, because 15 seconds for him at the present moment is definitely going to push him out of the top 20. So he needs to work hard. Oh, as Van der Heever makes a slight error there. Van der Haar predicts it and sees it, but didn't take an opportunity for that. So nothing gained, nothing lost. They are being chased down by Skutter there in the McLaren. A bit more to the front end of the racing scene. We have Venter leading Aston Martin, car number 10. He's being chased down by Serodio, who has at this moment gained 9 positions from his starting point. So Serodio just seems to have everything on par with his setup, gaining more and more momentum as he's going forward. As they head into Renault, the gap between Paul Venter and Serodio still within a second or so, but they have moved away from Domingo, trying to catch Peterson, who is about 4 seconds adrift from themselves. And there you can see him down the long start finish line. Mielen, on the other hand, hunting down Domingo. Mielen driving for, well, the second car in Project Paper. The first car is I can't remember. nonetheless, this is for 8th position. Ooh, Vermeulen looking on the inside. Does he take it coming into the next corner? Is Domingo going to go defensive? No, he's not. Still driving his normal racing line. Vermeulen very quick out of that corner. Taking the next one side. No, still heads back. Does he have enough speed or did he lose momentum while heading into that corner? Oh, very deep there by Vermeulen. The aggression getting to him. Bit of contact between himself and Domingo. I don't think they liked it though. But they were side by side at the point of getting out of that corner, so probably just a question of a misjudgment while exiting the corner. Domingo losing the position, Vermeulen going forward, Greening on the other hand also trying to chase them down as best as he could. A little bit back here on the par. He now has a farmer behind him. Oh, big side there. That's good to no. Who was the Aston? Is that Dupria? Dupria. Massive spin there by Dupria, who's now lost a few more positions from where he was. That's going to be an interesting look and see what he did entering into that corner. I'm going to have a quick peek and see what the man did. And a helicam comes into the chicane. Oh, just puts his rear end on the outer curb. Managed to do a good spin around. Oh, does another one. Too much throttle. No contact though with any other cars. Great recovery though. Losing a few positions. Again, nothing too severe, but not one of the best moments. Front running boys are still going heavily strong. We are just over 20 minutes of racing. Mayer has been outpacing everyone by far. He now has almost an 8-second gap between himself and Krobler. Now Krobler, as you can see, is not even in his peripheral vision going through that final corner. He is being, I say, chased by Musa and Krobler, kind of sitting at the same speed at the moment. They are doing very, very similar times to one another. Now Grobler's last lap was a bit faster than Musa itself. However, the top from Grobler, Musa, Bauer, they are sort of doing the same race pace at this stage. Mayer, on the other hand, is doing phenomenal laps every single time. His last lap was the fastest lap on the track, which is a 1:53. Again, we will see this decrease quite rapidly over the next few minutes as the track dries out, so guys will start to feel more grip. Ooh, as Musa makes a slight error there, does manage to recover it. Didn't lose any positions though. He is a lot closer to Bauer than what he would have been not so long ago, but a great recovery from him. Peterson, on the other hand, he is just passing a back marker there. Now that back marker seems to be Van der Berg, currently in 24th position. he is being lapped. Stain, on the other hand, is a man who is quite a few laps behind everyone else. 25th position. Again, lost a few drivers from a race start last week. Last week was a bigger grid. We had 40 drivers on par. Again, this is a championship. Best out of 4 races. Well, not the best out of the 4 races. I reckon if you do your best out of the 4 races and you then gain the necessary points you need in order to get into the second championship cup, where we will only have about 20 drivers to then see who will become the first official LNR MSA ACC Cup Championship for 2024. So this whole championship is split into 2 sections. We're doing the first one for the individuals, that for everyone. So it's open to everyone, and anyone can join. And then of course, after these first 4 races, we will then take the top 20 from those individuals and then put them into the round 2 of the championship and then fight out for who is the best. Dane just moving out of the way, making sure he doesn't have any contact with anyone. So at least he's driving. I say big ups to this man, continuously driving. It's always good to have individuals start a race and finish a race in a spectacular fashion. Gary van der Haar, on the other hand, in 17th spot, has got another 10-second penalty. Not having the best of races today though. Musa, on the other hand, has gained a bit from what he has lost. Still keeping ahead of Bauer as we head into almost the halfway mark of this race. Domingo, Greening, Vermeulen, they are the closest battle on track. Ooh, as Domingo has a big slide there, goes off track, that's going to lose momentum. Greening will certainly capitalize on that. That Greening will take 1 position, but that brings Van Wyk also closer to him. One small error will just slot you backwards. Just unfortunate. Now it's all about a recovery drive for Domingo. See if I can some reason. So let's go back to some chat on the stream. To those everyone here watching us live today, I want to say personally thank you to all of you. I hope this is a bit entertaining at the moment, but we will do the best we can to keep it as entertained as we possibly can. I'm gonna give a shout out to everyone who has actually said something on the stream itself. So the Sargo by Dylan is on here. He is shouting out for Farmer. So big thanks to him. Hannes van der Sant also saying hi. Then CJW Racing, the man got disconnected at turn 1, not having the luck of this championship. That is absolutely awful. I believe you also got disconnected the last time, CJ. That is terrible luck to get disconnected. It's really not ideal when you enter a championship and just cannot gain the momentum or finish a race or close something off properly. where we are at the moment. As you can see, the rain has stopped, so no more rain predicted on the telemetries at this stage. Now the question stands, what is going to happen? Now you can see, as we look at it from, let's just see if we can find it from a helicam point of view, all the boys now going onto the right hand side of the track to make sure that they can keep their tires as cool as possible, because the racing line is now starting to appear and evolve purely because there is just no rain coming down. So the track evolution is slowly taking place. I reckon this is where it's gonna get very, very interesting now. Oh, and I'm actually just moving. Oh, as Paul Painter makes a big slide there, who brings Sir Radio much closer to him. Definitely not what he wanted there. A little bit too far into the corner. And outbraked himself. Have to admit, Painter is having a much better race this week than what he had last week. I recall that he also had a mechanical failure during the course of Zandvoort. So good to see him racing this weekend. Domingo, on the other hand, is still being chased down by Van Wyk. Then back to the track here, we've got Maritz, the famous Maritz. I have no idea why Maritz is so, like, he is just every time the man that I just go to. And it's because my Delta says that he was battling for position and then gained a few positions too. Shmee, on the other hand, with the Lexus, he's got Van der Heever hunting him down. Now Shmee has made a pit stop, so he doesn't need to do anything any further. However, I still believe when he made that pit stop, he did not change tires, and he's still on a set of wets, so he will most likely have to go back into the pit box. As much as it looks on the screen based on the broadcasting positions, he has done his box stop. Grobler, on the other hand, is in at the moment. So Grobler is the first to brave it out the box. Grobler at the pits. Most likely the first man that has put a set of new dry tires on. The question now stands, who will follow him? Where is our racing leader? Racing leader is still continuing on his set of wets that he would have started off with. Doesn't look like he's cooling them down much, so I'm wondering whether he's doing it throughout the racetrack, because he did not flinch down the start-finish line to do anything at all, as opposed to what Musa is. Musa is cooling his tires, brings it back onto the dry racing line. Mayer did not do that at all. These two gentlemen fighting it out for position, both on the wet line. The rodeo looks to be quite fast. Is he gonna make a move down this corner? No, still decides to stay behind Fender. BMW does look very racy this weekend. At any point there's an opportunity to take a move, now would be it. They are so close to one another. That is phenomenally close. The rodeo being very, very patient at this stage. Looks on the inside, does not take it though. Mayer in the pit box. Now the top boys are coming in. Mayer in. Is Musa gonna follow him? No, Musa stays out. Bauer goes in. Peterson goes in. Penter and Serodio. Stays out. Vermeulen stays out. There's still a lot of individuals deciding to stay out. Like Musa, he has managed to still remain racing. The track is a lot drier than what it is. And this is where the gamble takes place. Because again, in 15 minutes, we have rain coming back again. That is unbelievable. Rain again in 15 minutes. So for anyone that has gone and pitted and got a set of new dry tires, will have to go to the pit box again. Is this what Musa is thinking? Is Musa contemplating the thought that I'm going to push these tires as long as I can to then come back out with maybe just a one set change? Oh, this is gonna be phenomenal. I tell you now, everyone, like, just sit back and watch this. Mayer is on dry, so Ashley is on the stream telling me that Mayer is on dries. Things are going to change up massively. Like, I would love to see how this evolves, because Musa is leading. Musa is still on the same set of tires that he started off with, to push these tires for the next couple of minutes, and hoping it would rain is just going to be extremely tight, because that wet would be like balloons at this moment, overheating. At some point you are going to lose grip, you are going to lose speed. Mayer, who's got a dry set. Where is Mayer? Mayer, the race leader. He is on a set of dries. Any water damper coming down, that means he's gonna have to go and get another set. But he has got more grip than anyone else at the present stage. Just look how he outdrives that car. Because those who have not changed their tires will not have the necessary grip at this stage. It's all about grip. Who has the best grip? Who's getting the best pace? Who is capitalizing on the situation at this moment? Mayer put down the first fastest best sector, so he is on the move. That is for sure. Just see what he does in the second sector. Kind of give you an idea of what these boys are doing. That track looks very dry. I do not see a hint of wetness apart from where it's actually very damp and wet off it. But on the racing line, that looks dry. Sector wise, what does he do in the second sector? He's already put up the fastest first sector. The numbers are just coming through slowly. information is needed. The radio in the pit. Mayer improved sector 1, improved sector 2, improved sector 3. He is quick. He's got the pace. He's got the right tires though. But he's gonna have to change them. More information from Ashley. Everyone that has put it is on dries. Those who have not put it is still on wet. That is pushing it. It's the extra pit stop. It's literally the extra pit stop. Because those boys that are on the dries will have to push very hard. Because if it rains again, they're gonna have to go back into the pit stop. It doesn't mean that the guys on the wet doesn't need to go in the pits, because some of them have not changed at all. So this is a gamble. Wasn't I think it was smart enough for when it got dry enough for you to put a set of dries on, because you will be faster, you will be quicker time wise at this stage. I mean, Mayer is doing 49s where everyone is doing high 50s. So those ones that are on dry tires are doing quick pace. Even Cobbler at this stage, he is pushing it into the 49s at the moment. So they are about 2 to 3 seconds quicker than everyone else on the track. Even Musa is on the pit box. Paul Fenter currently, he's doing what? 52s, which is 3 seconds slower than the boys on wets. Why does it look like Cobbler is on wets? Because he keeps going to the right hand side. That doesn't look like the racing line for a dry set of tires, right? Or he's cooling his tires down because it's too hot. That might be the instance. He is probably on dries, cooling it down because it's too hot. Really, because it's gotten too hot. But it is most definitely going to rain again in the next 5 minutes. Water is heading its direction. 5 minutes is just over 2 laps for these boys that have been on their wet tires the whole time. Now, the interesting thing is that if they keep it until it rains, then they only have to do one pit stop. That one pit stop advantage is what? Probably, let's just go have a look. What was the pit stop time? Pit stop times for the individuals was 32 seconds. Okay, so they have gained 32 seconds by not having a pit stop. So there's an advantage in general. Those boys that haven't put it can gain 32 seconds, which only means that they need one pit stop. That is a big gamble, a very big gamble, because that makes it Paul Vermeulen in the Aston Martin. He's got Green Vermeulen here. Greening has gone to the pits. Now I don't know what Greening's going to do, but it depends on what he's going to come out with. Holzhausen not in, Neville not in, Skitter not in. Mayer was the race leader. He is gaining. He is 11 seconds away from the race lead. Well, 11 seconds away from second place. My apologies. And another 8 from Paul Fenter. So in total, that's about 20 seconds. But those two individuals in first and second have not put it. And I did indicate we're kind of looking at about 2 to 3 laps before the rain to come in, because it does stipulate in about 5 minutes. In total, these lap times are just under 2 minutes. So you're still looking at this is the biggest gamble. Mayer is running 47s. He, at the present state, has gone from 3 seconds a lap quicker to 5 seconds a lap versus the individuals in front of him. Robler, who was in second place, is now in 8th. He has lost time to Bauer and to, well, Bauer and Musa. Who would need to do another pit stop. But they too are 5 seconds quicker than everyone else on track. How many individuals have not pitted? Guy is in the pit. So, Van der Berg, not pit. All Venters in the pits. Vermeulen, still not in the pits. Holzhausen, not pitted. Naval, not pitted. Above and that, everyone else has put. Big gambles, boys, big gambles. I love the information that has been given you by Mr. Ashley. Oh, Greening has put wets back on, Musa on dry. Grobler is on wet. So Grobler is on wet? Where do you get all this information from? This is so amazing. Now I'm having technical difficulties. Yeah, and the rain has started. The rain has started. True. Apologies for that hint of no communication from my end, but we've got rain back again. I had to switch something and pick something quickly for me to do what I need to do. So Mayer is still in the lead. That is a good thing at least. Vermeulen is now in second place. He still needs to do his pit stop. Painter dropped all the way to 10. It didn't gain that much though. He has lost to Serodio though. But now, yeah, as we said, now it all comes down to is who has the right tire for this condition, because it's wetting out. All these guys are going to have to, most of the individuals are going to have to go back into the pit stop. So this includes Mayer, who is on dries. I don't think he's going to push it for another lap, is he? He is. One more lap on the dries. That is tactically scary. Very, very scary. Vermeulen in the pits, one of the last, almost last individuals that has not put the Scruton in. Ooh, I don't know how this is going to evolve. We have 10 minutes of racing left. The track is slowly getting wet. It's gonna get to a point where it's just gonna slow down everyone that is on a set of dry boots. Oh, Mayer almost losing it there. He is fighting that car this time around. and he won't be able to manage that for quite some time. He's gonna have to go and put a different set of boots on. I just cannot see that he will be able to do so. Bauer is currently in second. Now who has he got flashing there for him? That is not Musa. Musa is 1.4 seconds behind him. Who then has Krobler. Krobler has got Peterson behind him. I think Krobler was told based on the chats on stream that Krobler has wet. Krobler has got wet, so he has and will have the better grip between himself and Peterson. Is that why he can scurry his way away from Peterson? That is a big question. Mayer, still on. This is brave. Very, very brave. But skilled. I am taking my hats off for those who are currently on a set of dry tires in this condition. This is where you bite it down and hope the decision you make is the right one. If I was on track, pit stop, boys, pit stop. There's just no ways I would dare it with guys on wet track conditions. But they are. Klobrer still not managing to get away from Peterson. Nor is Holzhausen. He's got Schmee in 10th place hunting him down. Fenter is in 7th spot now. Ayer still doing magnificent times. His last lap was still underneath a 150 in the current conditions. That is just absolutely skilled. I'm sorry. I don't know how. Ooh, almost losing it there. Going deep into the corner. He is tweaking every setting as he goes through it. Fighting the track corner by corner. Seven minutes of racing left. The race is getting harder and harder again. At some point these guys are going to have to make that decision to see back of the track any good action over there. Apart from Greening chasing down Domingo. I don't know who has got what. Greening getting very, very close to Domingo, coming through the chicane. Does look like he's got more grip than Domingo. Does Domingo go a bit defensive? Really still sort of stays on the racing line. Greening gonna look on the inside, puts his nose out there. He's going to break for it. He definitely has more grip though. Manages to outbrake him. Domingo fights it back. Forces to be on the outside. There's absolutely no grip for him. That frees up Greening. He takes a position. Mayer again. One more lap. I don't know how these guys are doing it. I need someone to tell me this. How are they doing this? How is this possible? just no idea. Power in second. He's got Musa hunting him down in third. Frobler in fourth. Now Frobler was second at some point. Peterson in fifth. The Rodeo in sixth. Painter sitting comfortably in seventh. Greening in eighth. Domingo in ninth. Milan in 10th. Everyone fairly spread out to one another again. Skitter, on the other hand, he is battling it out with Farmer. Looking to go on the outside. Ooh, I have contact between the two cars. Again, a bit of misjudgment. But nonetheless, good fights. Farmer still keeps it ahead of Skitter. Skitter very close on the rear end there to Farmer. Farmer forcing Skitter on the outside. Skitter goes in. Nearly side by side. Farmer very defensive. He's gonna cut in. He does. Skitter does a cut in. Farmer goes too wide. Outbraked himself. Lost the track position and momentum. Skitter gains a position. Has a drive through. Oh, that is penalty wise. That means he's cut the track again, and now he needs to do a drive through. That's going to push him all the way back. I did not see that up before that, so that's quite scary. Stop go 30-second penalty for Van der Berg in 23rd position. Not a great day for Van der Berg. Everyone that is on dry set of tires now, the roles have reversed. The roles have reversed. Those that have no wet on is currently doing 3 to 4 seconds slower than those that do have wet on. Venter is moving at a pace of about 150 per lap. Mayer, who has been and does have the fastest lap on his name, is only doing 153s, 154s at this stage. That is about a 3 to 4 second increment that the boys in the wet are doing at this moment, and I can see who they are. So Paul Venter, one of them. Vermeulen, another one. Scruton looks to have wet on, so he's doing good times as well. Roblar, on the other hand, is still struggling a bit though. But these guys are going to push it through. They literally have one final lap on dries. It is absolutely unbelievable. I cannot understand how that is possible. Technically, these individuals have skills. No two ways about it. I am speechless. Mayer on the final lap of the race, and literally he is driving on rails like no man can. Penalties are coming out. Sarodio drive-through penalty. Power, on the other hand, doing phenomenally well. Musa is chasing him down. Does Musa have better grip to do something though? That's the big question. Painter will gain a position. The Sarodia has to go in for the pit stop. But Mayer is the man of the moment. Even if you do best driver of the event for today's race, I'm gonna go just give it to Mayer. Leads the race from start to finish. Manages to do a pit stop. Puts a set of dry tires on. Gains quick succession lap time. Keeps the dry tires on, and then drives with them on rainy conditions. And refuses to do a pit stop to win the race. Hands down, definite winner fantastic race. Absolutely unbelievable. This man finishes off the final corner, coming through, taking the checkered flag by 20 seconds. 20 seconds to his fellow compadre Bauer, who's coming through the final chicane into the final corner. Managed to keep Musa at bay, but a 1-2 for, I would say, Team Teletubbies. Musa in third, Grobler coming down in fourth position, started in second. No, started in third, sorry. Peterson, who started in second place, taking third. And he's got he's got lots of individuals around him that's sort of finishing. Greening, on the other hand, will finish in seventh. And then, of course, Vermeulen in eighth. Domingo in ninth. And he's hunted down by Cerolio, who unfortunately got a drive through. Would have definitely been up there in the top 5 because of that. But in all fairness, these are your 2 podium position boys. That is Mayer and Bauer driving side by side on dry tracks, dry tires to the pit stop. I still don't know how they did that. I absolutely do not know. I'd love to hear that of giving each other a nice bump and hug there, just celebrating it through a bit of side by side damage, but nonetheless, these boys deserve it. A 1-2 finish is definitely ideal. Absolutely fantastic. Let's just see if we can get the timetables for the race itself. That's the final standings for everyone. So Mayer won, second place on podium Bauer, in third position also on podium Musa, followed by Grobler, Peterson, Venter, Greening, Vermeulen, Domingo, Cerolio closing off the top 10. And then of course we have Naval, Holtzhausen, me, Palmer, Sky, Moritz, Scruton, Van der Haar, Skitter, Van der Heerfer closing off top 20. And then Hubert, Duprier, Van den Berg, Stein, Van Wyk, Drijkwall, and then Puerto. I gotta admit, this was really a fantastic drive, a fabulous race. We had so many different positions that has moved. The weather changed twice. Absolutely exciting. In 2 weeks from now, we will have round 3. I appreciate everyone's support. This was absolutely fabulous. A big shout out to the LNR administration, and of course the MSA platform for allowing us to host such a beautiful event. And then last but not least, the sponsors of the season. For everyone on the stream watching it, I give you all a big thanks. Don't forget to like and subscribe everything. Love to catch you the next time. It was fabulous and beautiful. 2 weeks to everyone out there. Thank you. Till next time.